Uzodinma 540,308. Sam, I am 71,503. And then, of course, Senator Ethan Achonu, 64,081. The gap is huge.
Them, they'll be bold enough to stand on what they're doing. 540 from where to where? Even when Peter Obi ran the election and then everybody came out and voted for him, the total vote cast in him was not up to 500.
Peter
and they talk about, yes.
Peter Obi,
yes,
okay, as presidential candidate.
Yes. Now you talk of...
APC actually won that state.
You know, talk of, 300 and something. Obi won their 300 and something. Now you talk of this an election that came at a time where there was total breakdown of law and order and people have even fled from the state. And then there was voter apathy, and then suddenly Uzodinma, who came third in the last election, I claim to have won with 540. Let me explain to you why I say this is madness, and you can't use it to measure to say PDP or Labour Party. There's no contest in the first place. You saw a total display of electoral madness. You saw attacks on voters, attacks on agents of political parties. Some of them don't even before they come inside the collection center. You saw materials not getting to the polling. This is the first time in our electoral process that people wake up, hijack a total, 4, 5, 15 wards and take it to a particular location. No accreditation, no voting, and then figures were, I was even, the 540 is low. You should have even made it 1.2 million or thereabout. This was a joke. Most of them have not won any legitimate mandate as long as Saturday election is concerned. And let me explain to you why. It's very simple. This election, going by the provision of the Electoral Act, was supposed to be guided by a BVAS accreditation. Yes. So it means that if you accredit 4, your vote should be 4. If not 3 or 2. But when you accredit 1 and your vote is 500 and he says score 540, that's madness. And I'll give you some few examples for you to understand. Just 7 examples for you to understand. And I want Nigerians who are also watching us to go to www.inecelectionresult.ng and also see for themselves. You go to a place like Izuogu Ward 1. Accreditation is 1. 1. Accreditation by the BVAS.
One person.
One person. Now look at the vote scored by Uzodinma. The vote scored by the total vote cast, the vote scored by APC is 275. 1 accredited, and I will take it later, you go and check it. And in this particular area, the total number of registered voters we have here is 323. The people that voted is 328. 323, 320 voted. 3. And we made the investigation, about 5 people have died in this particular location. So how did you arrive at this nonsense and you call it election result? Is that how you win? Now you go to a place like Omuma, where the governor comes from. Now, look at the number accredited by the BVAS is 13. The vote the governor is scoring here is 400. Is this what you call defeating of PDP? Now, you go to a place like Okigwe. You know what is happening in Okigwe? The insecurity, people have fled their homes. Okigwe is turning the highest number ever in Imo history. Now, in this particular area, they call Amori. Look at the vote scored. 509, accreditation 0. Nobody was accredited. You can see there's no accreditation figure up here. Nobody was accredited. And then you see 500 as vote cast. You go to a place like Obowo, Otoko, Okolo, what they call it. Vote accredited is 10. Look at the vote the governor is scoring. 927. 10 accredited. Score 927. This is madness. You don't declare me as an election. It will be insulting to people who believe in election. Go to Ndiheme in Arondizog. Here, no accreditation at all. And what is the vote is scoring? 750. People, people are called criminals gathered and concocted figures and force it to be announced. You can't call it election. It's a crime scene. Both the collection officers and those who were involved in this election by now are supposed to be arrested in any decent country. You go to December Tokobo 012. Vote accredited is 83. What are they scoring? 459. And the last one from December Otoko 007 polling unit in Obowo. Accredited voters is 73. They are scoring 599. So how do you not say that he beat anybody?
Incidentally, all of these examples that you have shown here.
Okigwe, Oru East, Idato, the same everywhere.
You have the one from your own polling unit, whether your polling unit is among
No, in my polling unit, because they know that definitely I have that capacity to quell some of those madness. In my own polling unit, even after voting, they refuse to transmit. We have to pin them down and force them to transmit. That's why I was able to deliver my polling unit.
What is in the IREV?
Yes, it's correct. Because I heard them.
What about
the other areas? They didn't allow voting to take place, not to upload. So the point I'm trying to make.
Your federal constituency.
Yes, that's what I showed you in Aaron.
Are these ones?
Let me show you my federal. Yes. Now look at here. This is Izuogu Ward 1. where you have, yes, where you have 323 as the total number of registered voters. They say 320 came out. There's about 4 people we know that have died. Yes. So you can see that this thing is just cooked up figures that doesn't have any basis. And in that one, only one person came out for accreditation, because these are where you have most of the activities of insurgents. One person came out. Now, what is the vote they recorded they scored? They scored 275. So what I'm saying is that if this is a decent society, first of all, you ought not have declared Uzodinma winner. What you need to do, going by the provision of the letter, was to recalculate. Recollect it.
But that would be if there were protests.
There was protests. No, people that were even protesting, you saw them inside the collection center. He saw talks inside the collection center, beating both Labour and PDP and throwing them out.
Yes, it is not.
You saw it physically.
It is not at the state collection center that the protest should start.
The protest started from the World Collection Center.
Because this is a governorship election.
Yes.
The first place you go to for collation is the wards.
Yes.
From polling units.
Yes.
It is assumed that at the polling units, party agents will be given the copies of the results. And so you may not have complaints at that, except if what they gave you is outrightly not what happened.
Yes.
So agents may not have problems with polling units.
Yes.
But by the time you leave the polling unit, you already have one result from that polling unit.
Yes.
And that result has also been uploaded to the IRF. So by the time you are moving to the ward, you already have 2 results. Yes. 2 in the sense that you have the hard copy that was given to you at that polling unit. Yes. And you have the copy that was uploaded. Yes. So you have something to compare what you have with. So it is when you do the comparison, and then there's a problem that you raise it at the ward. So the first point of agitation actually should be the ward. Those things that you just showed us, were they raised at the first point of
and that's what I'm saying, that if there was an election in the first place, then you now have the chance to be raising this. What you have, with all due respect, was an armed robbery operation. What do you call it, an armed robbery operation?
Even an armed robbery operation,
yes, you don't
where
have
you catch the robbers, you
hold
ask
on.
them
That's
questions.
now, let me tell you, when you go to the polling unit, for instance, 70% of those polling units did not receive the materials. Like you go to around the Zog, Iheme Ward, Ndimoko 1, Izog Ward 1, Izog Ward 2, they took the entire materials. It did not get to the ward, or before you talk about voting and raising objection. So they took it in the hands of a party chieftain in Akokwa, sat down there and allocated figure. That is why you see the Beavers machine will be showing you 1. Are you getting me? Why the total vote cast is almost over 200 and something. There was no voting in those polling. Then in polling units where there was voting, they took the, in some of them, the Inec staff will tell you that they're under instruction not to transmit, that they must take it to the local government headquarters. When they reach to the local government headquarters, they use the already prepared result sheet to upload. And that is why you see most of the things that were uploaded, if you go to the server right now, their accreditation is far, far below to the result with which the person was declared winner, showing you that this result was just filled up and uploaded, and they did it deliberately. They didn't want to care about accreditation. Some of them did not even know that the IRF have improved that even when you transmit fake result, the machine automatically puts in the generated figure of accreditation. That they didn't know. If they had known, they wouldn't have done this kind of mad work, because before, in the last election, the IRF did not have the accredited figures automatically popping up from the beavers onto the server. But in this election, the total number accredited in that machine, the machine sends it separate to the server, different from what you are transmitting. That's why you see now. Look at where it shows you now.
The Inec chairman alluded to the fact that there is a surprise. Probably
this is the surprise. No, this is the complete surprise. They didn't know this would be there. That's why once you open the Inec IRF now, you see first accredited figure, then you see what was transmitted. So all that was transmitted is different from what the machine automatically gave you as accreditation. So when you calculate this, you now see that Uzodinma's vote was not up to 60,000. So there's no way you could have declared him winner in the first place, because he never won any election. And this is just an upgrade on the last one they did at the Supreme Court, where he took result of 388 polling units, and if there are 600 registered voters, he was scoring 600. That happened because accreditation was not adhered to. Now he returns it back in a higher grade. This time around, not allowing materials to go to the voting area and automatically writing figures and uploading. He doesn't have a legitimate mandate. But because Nigeria is a place where we have accepted criminalities, that's why people can do this and go to the church that same Sunday or thereabout and receive Holy Communion and nothing happens to them.
So a Nigerian civil society situation room have come out to say that INEC disappointed Nigeria in the off-cycle election that they conducted because they did not learn from their failures of the 2023 presidential election still on strike and young Nigerians are out of school. This is happening when all the unions that are part of the labor, they are out there striking and asking the government to do the right thing regarding their minimum wage and other promises that these governments have made to them. Yet there is no fulfillment of any of those promises, and now this same administration is out to increase the welfare package for judges, and this just shows that all what Nigerians have been saying is nothing but the truth. They are trying to pay them for all the battles that they fought for them during the court sittings from the tribunal to the Supreme Court. I'll be giving us details on this and I'll be showing us what people are saying on this and more. But before we go fully into it, I would like us to please do well to like this video and please do well to subscribe to our channel if you are yet to subscribe, so you will get updates whenever we post a new video. So Tinubu's are still on strike and young Nigerians are out of school. This is happening when is not have been saying is nothing but the truth. They are trying to pay them for all the battles that they to increase the welfare packages of judges, and they will want to buy them houses. I'll be showing us this. Before we go fully into it, I would like us to look at this particular story. It says Inec didn't learn from 2023 elections. Nigerian Civil Society Situation Room says Imo, Kogi, Bayelsa polls were huge disappointment. The Nigerian Civil Society Situation Room has condemned the largely reported falsification of result sheets and other electoral irregularities in the Saturday's governorship election in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi states. The Situation Room made the condemnation in a statement issued on Monday, saying that Nigerians had expected that the lessons learned from the 2023 general elections by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) and other stakeholders would have been taken to improve the conduct of the off-cycle election. On its general observation, the Situation Room said that the disturbing report of high levels of result falsification and other forms of electoral irregularities in the governorship election in the three states raised serious questions about the credibility of elections and the future of democracy in Nigeria. Nigerians had expected that the lessons learned from the 2023 general elections by stakeholders, particularly the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), would have been taken to improve the conduct of these elections. Unfortunately, this seems not to be the case, as these elections have proven to be another huge disappointment. The governorship elections conducted in these states represent a major setback for Nigeria's electoral democracy. So this is what the Situation Room here is saying. They are saying that the governorship election conducted in Imo, Kogi, and Bayelsa states shows that Nigeria is still backward, and it shows that INEC did not in any way try to improve on their failure in the 2023 presidential election. And this just shows clearly that INEC never admitted that they failed, because if they had admitted and if the court had told them to their face that you failed Nigerians, improve on what you did, it would have been better. But no, the judiciary stamped all what they did in the 2023 presidential election, from the fact that there were so many irregularities, to the fact that Beavers was not working, to the fact that every other thing that they promised Nigerians, they didn't do any of them. Yet, the judiciary, the Supreme Court, none of them were able to speak. None of them were able to tell INEC that what they did in the election was not correct. That's why INEC went to the poll with that same spirit, with that same mindset, knowing that regardless of how they conduct the election, nothing will still happen, regardless of the failure that they will get from the poll, that APC will still come out to laud them, that APC will still come out to appreciate them, that the same judiciary will still appreciate them for conducting a free and credible election, when even them themselves know that they failed. But yet our system in Nigeria has already failed, since the judiciary that is meant to hold them accountable, the judiciary that is meant to query them, is now allowing them to come and fight for parties in court. Just imagine what they did when the president was in court. They were busy fighting for the APC. That's actually an independent electoral body. You are supposed to be independent. You are busy fighting that the president won when it is obvious that the election was a failed election. Reacting to this on X, this person here said, Yakubu is one of the worst things to happen to Nigeria. The Electoral Act 2022 is a piece of hollow legislation. 1. The legislative man-hours spent in preparing the 2022 Electoral Bill/Act was 99% waste. 2. Every single naira spent to procure beavers and IRF technology is a total waste, since Inec could ignore their use and get away with it. The legislators clearly deliberately left holes in the amended Electoral Act to enable election manipulation, which they anticipated to put to use in their mafious plots. 4. From what we have seen, the 2022 Electoral Act is a piece of hollow legislation. 5. INEC activities are like organized crime, and that's it. There's nothing that INEC planned to learn from, because what they did was that they planned that this is how the election will go. We will do all of this so that at the end of the day, these candidates will emerge the winner. That's what we've seen that they did. Another person here also reacted and said he's conducting elections for conducting sake. And that's it, because they know that at the end of the day, what they do is selection. So they just stress the people and suffer Nigerians to come out in their mass to vote. And at the end of the day, the votes of the people will not count. Like what they did in Kogi State. After you filled the election results, you came out and delivered it to the people. There is nothing that you changed from it. And you all will try to cover it up, and you frame it, and you go to court and you fight, and the judiciary will not even help the common man in any way. Another person here also reacted and said nothing good can come out of this man as long as he remains the INEC chairman. Nigeria is not practicing democracy at the moment. It's not INEC who should have learned, it's Nigerians who should do the learning. Same leadership that had conducted a sham election prior to this recent election. What made you feel they were gonna do anything different? And that's it. We all knew that they are not going to do anything different. Nigerians knew, and that's why Nigerians were going everywhere talking about it. Nigerians were sharing it on social media, because we knew that at the end of the day, INEC under Mahmoud Yakubu will still do the same thing they did against Nigerians. Another person here also reacted and said they only continued from where they left off. You cannot appoint criminal to head an organization like INEC and expect positive results. All INEC supervisors and deputies must be retired. New breed is needed in INEC for confidence to be reinstated. Indeed, new breed is needed, but will this new breed not be corrupted the same way they have corrupted these ones? That's it, because we know that with this current administration, there is nothing that they cannot do. All we will be asking for at this point in time is for INEC to be independent, is for INEC to be on their own, and then that no political party, no politician will appoint them. That's the way Nigerians can vote for someone, and the person you vote for will emerge as the winner. Another person here also reacted and said what we are having in Nigeria is selection and not election. And this is one thing everyone knows, that what we have currently in Nigeria is selection, because the votes of the masses don't count anymore. This person here also reacted and said, is it not someone that has made a mistake that can learn from it? The elections all went according to INEC's plan, and that's it. It went according to their plan, because to them, they didn't do any mistake. They just followed the plan they already have for both the 2023 presidential election and now this off-cycle election. Another person here reacted and said, did INEC told anyone that they made mistake prior to 2023 general election? They did everything deliberately. It is apparently evident that INEC chairman is a bigger criminal than his corrupt paymasters. I think INEC is doing this deliberately. Another person here said, APC and INEC have already made up their minds that they can never play by the rules. We are all just complaining for nothing. There's nothing like democracy in Nigeria. It is time to wake up to the reality of the facts. And this is indeed very pathetic. Top INEC officials were handsomely rewarded for the presidential election. There were absolutely no consequences for all their atrocities. So how do you expect them to change for the better? They would again smile to the banks for the off-cycle election and they would do it again. And this is it. We all know that they were handsomely paid after they rigged the 2023 presidential election and after they fought in court to ensure that the candidate they selected remain in power. That's it. They will not change. They will continue that way because they know that money is coming to them and the judiciary cannot do anything to them. Another person here also reacted and said, INEC chairman Yakubu Mahmood will never change or learn any lesson because he is a specialized criminal making cool cash from politicians by breaking all the rules set by same INEC. And this is it. Another person here reacted and said, the judiciary has given credibility to criminality in elections. The judiciary has given credibility to INEC's stupidity. And this is it. From all what they did in their judgment, they never cautioned INEC for not conducting the 2023 presidential election correctly because they are all in the same boat. They were all fighting to ensure that Tinubu remain in power. So Tinubu's administration is now ready to appreciate the judiciary for all what they did for him when he was in court, and now his administration is set to increase welfare package for judges, and this is what they are set to do. And it was actually disclosed by Nyesom Wike that they will increase the welfare packages for judges, and also they will ensure that judges have good houses that they will live in. So this is what they want to do for these judges, and we all know that the NLC is currently on strike. ASU is currently on strike. So this means that young people are out of school currently. But what this administration is focused on is how to increase the welfare package of judges. This is not as though we are saying they should not do the work they're meant to do. Yes, judges are part of Nigerians. They are part of the people that are working. They have to be appreciated. But why is it coming at this time? You've already given them over 70 billion naira then that you gave to the judiciary, and now you are coming to appreciate them, to increase what you are already giving them, because you know that these people are very integral in your stealing. You know they are very integral in your criminality. That's why you are fighting. You are just trying to please them. You are paying them for all what they did for you when you were in court. That's just it, because we know how their judgments went when it is obvious to everyone that this is not how it's meant to be. They went ahead to uphold your criminality, discarding all the evidence that was presented before them. That's why you are paying them handsomely. That's why you are out to appreciate them, regardless of how hunger, poverty is destroying the nation. You don't care about the masses. You are just out there and you are saying you want to appreciate the judges, you want to appreciate the judiciary. Reacting to this on X, this person here said, he that is fed by a thief should not run when the search for the thief begins. Another person here also reacted and said he should build houses for them, send them abroad and marry more wives for them. That's appreciation package for passing rogue judgment, but they dare not call it by what it is, Indiochi mandate. And that's it. Everyone knows that this is appreciation for the crime that the judiciary committed against Nigerians in their judgment, and you are coming out to say you are increasing their welfare package. Increasing their welfare package when there are many other things to be done in the nation. Increasing their welfare package when ASU is on strike. Increasing their welfare package when Nigerians are out there wallowing in poverty. Yet you are not concerned. All what you are after is how to ensure that these judges that fought for you, that they are well fed. And another person here also reacted and said, after saying that there's no money to run the country, loot more cause Nigerians must learn the hard way. Typical move by drug dealers, but everybody and anybody possible to buy. And that's it. These judges just sold themselves to this particular administration at the detriment of our nation. Another person here also reacted and said, una never bribed them enough. At least election cash out still remain now. And that's it. You've not bribed them enough. You are still increasing their welfare package. Another person here also reacted and said, the country has been sold to the drug baron Enjoy for a job well done by them, right? And that's it. We all know that it's because he's appreciating them for a job well done. That's why they are so particular about increasing the welfare package of judiciary, while other sectors, other workers in the nation are striking, while other workers in the nation are suffering, while other people are suffering from the impacts of the fuel subsidy removal and the current hardship that Nigeria is actually in. This person here also reacted and said, to whom much is given, an equal amount or more is expected in return. Nigerians deserve whatever they get. Suffering and smiling fellas on your mandate, Jare. Another person here also reacted and said, more bribes to buy future judgments. And this is it. You are increasing their welfare package so that you can get more from them when you need it and when the APC need them to commit any crime against Nigerians. Another person here also reacted and said, more like reward for a job well done. To increase their bribe, right? I can see your handwork. Keep doing evil. It will pay soonest. And that's it. Indeed, what they are doing is that they just want to pay these people and appreciate them for the job well done. Another person here said, that's good. Tinubu wants to pay them back for making him a criminal president. The penny promised to worker. Why aren't you guys keeping to it? I know if you guys were sincere, Labour wouldn't have declared the ongoing strike. And this is it. They are not sincere to Nigerians. They fail in every ramification. They promise Nigerian workers that they are going to increase their pay. They promise Nigerian workers 35,000 naira, and most of them have not even seen it. Yet you are increasing the welfare package of these lawmakers because you know that these ones are the ones that brought you there regardless of your criminality. Another person here also reacted and said, these are the people that will keep him in office. Sharp guy, Abi. Where is the independence of the judiciary? Judiciary has to be independent to be able to discharge their responsibility impartially and dispassionately. If judiciary has financial independence and are well remunerated, why would the president be meddling in their finances? And this is it. The judiciary is meant to be independent, but we are not seeing that in Nigeria because the president can interfere. The president can decide to give them packages and then they will not even do the work that they are meant to do. Another person here also reacted and said, for destroying the constitution, Abi, you all will face this evil one day. Another person here said, as a sign of appreciation for rubbishing our constitution and giving him a presidency that he didn't win. But just yesterday, Nuhu Ribadu lied as usual that Tinubu inherited a bankrupt country. And this is it. They just know their priorities. That's it. Nigerians are not their priority. When it comes to doing the right thing for the people of the nation, they will cry out and say they inherited a broke Nigeria. They did not even get anything from the last administration. But here, where we are, look at what they are using the money to do, to increase welfare packages of judges, and we've seen how they spend so loudly just for themselves. But when it comes to Nigerians, they don't have money. They inherited a broke nation from Buhari. Another person here also reacted and said, yes, I think the judges need to be rewarded with increased welfare packages. They have delivered their part of the bargain on the 2023 general election judgment, but no money to increase minimum wage. Another person here said the implication of this is never stress yourself to go to court. Is now APC judiciary arm, not judiciary arm of government. And this is it, is indeed APC judiciary arm, because they will fight to ensure that anything that the APC wants from them is done. And another person here said, he who pays the piper calls the tune. Nigeria has 3 arms of government. Legislative makes the law, judicial interprets the law, and executive enforces the law. They all have their statutory duties assigned. Gifting a position in an arm of the government is not acceptable. With this particular administration, listen to what you are saying. They are trying to appreciate these people for what they did to them, and Nigerians are saying it's not acceptable. We know it's not acceptable, but this is how this administration is. This is where Nigeria has found itself. This person here reacted and said, Bulaba is buying and pocketing judges with calculated welfareism. Well, they truly deserve it, as their entitlement for upholding his mandate mandatory. And this is it indeed. They truly deserve it for failing Nigerians in their judgment. Even the Supreme Court, that is the highest court in the land, failed the people just because they wanted to uphold his failure. They wanted to ensure that he remains in power regardless of the fact that Nigerians didn't vote for him. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Please do also share your thoughts about the video in the comment section. Please do also like this video, and please do also subscribe to our channel if you are yet to subscribe, so you will get updates whenever we post a new video.